Guys, my name is Hunter Brandon. I'm the instructor at Landmark Park, and today we have a special little guest with us. Before I talk about him, I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the wildlife you might see around your house. I know at the time of this video, most of us are staying home, and kind of just the only time we get out is really in like our yard. So there's some things you want to look for. Now, a lot of us find snakes very scary, so I'm going to talk about what makes an animal a snake. And the couple of things, snakes don't have, and this is a skeleton of a snake. As you can see, it doesn't have legs. It's got hundreds of ribs coming down. A snake's body is all muscle. But the most important things we're going to look for here, snakes have a mouth that can unhinge and they can grab more, they can eat something bigger than their head. Snakes don't have an ear hole. They only have an internal ear. And lastly, and you can't see this because this isn't a live snake, obviously, but snakes don't have eyelids. So a very close relative of snakes are lizards. And we see all kinds of litter. You see the green anoles, that's those lizards that change from green to brown. You can actually keep those as pets. As we saw in the earlier video, you also saw the bearded dragon. You wouldn't really see those around here, but that kind of gives you an idea. If you notice on that bearded dragon, he had external ears, much like people do, just without earlobes. So I'm going to introduce you guys to a very special guest. Now, he might be a little antsy when I get him out, but be very careful here. Come on, Wilson. There you are. Okay, he's gonna be a little antsy when I first get him. So this is our new pet, Wilson. Now Wilson, first of all, we've been able to get him to eat. Wilson is what is called an eastern glass lizard, and he's getting a little antsy there. Uh-oh. Calm down, buddy. I wasn't holding him very well, so he's trying to get a better grip on me. So a couple things with Wilson. Calm down, buddy. It's okay. So if you notice, first of all, see how beautiful that pattern is, but notice he doesn't have thick scales like a snake does. There's his underside. Another thing, if he'll set his head still, if you'll notice, he has ear holes, and you can't see him very well because he's not blinking, but he has eyelids as well. Now, Wilson's also trying to constrict on me, which is something next we'll do for some of the smaller insects they eat. There you go, you can see him blinking a little bit. So Wilson is what is called an eastern glass lizard. So this is not a snake, this is a lizard. And like I said, he's got the ear holes, he's got eyelids, he doesn't have very thick scales. Another really cool thing about these glass lizards though is some of them, you can actually see remnants of, or what's called vestigial hip bones, where they used to have legs. Some of their babies will actually hatch with what looks like skin tags, but are actually just useless legs. So their ancestors, what makes them different from snakes, if you look at when these guys first started showing up, many years ago, you had the common ancestor of snakes and lizards, and snakes came off here while lizards went this direction. Well, later on down the line, you had legless lizards pop off from the line that lizards came from. So while they do share a common ancestor with snakes way back, they actually share a more recent common ancestor with most modern day lizards. Now this is a common one you'll see here. You'll also see some that are kind of a silvery coppery color. These guys, as you can see, he's a little more antsy right now because he's outside, he's smelling all kinds of things. They very rarely bite. Now I don't recommend going and picking up anything because you might get it confused with a garter snake, which will bite you. Those guys, as tiny as they are, can be very aggressive. But with these guys, a lot of times they do get confused with snakes and they get killed, unfortunately. And these are, as you can see, one of the most harmless animals you can see. I mean, he's not even once tried to attack me or bite me or anything. So these guys just deserve a lot of respect. I mean, you'll see them hanging out in your gardens. They're actually great to have around because they get rid of like roaches and baby mice and things like that. So, all right.